Yeah, welcome to the dojo, baby, man. Have no fear. Tykwondoe is here, man. Listen, Patreon gang, as I said in the last video, this is going to be a part of a 3-video back-to-back upload. All of these will be accessible for free. If you're seeing these videos, it's because I made them available. If you see this outfit in your plug channel, you can post on YouTube. You can post clips on TikTok. I don't care. That's not true for all Patreon videos, so be careful. When I say it, I will say it and let it be known. This video will be focused on breakups and having standards. Let me read exactly what I wrote, because this was inspired from a Patreon member, and multiple Patreon members have been bringing it to my attention that after a breakup, there's this space where they have lost themselves as a man. They don't know. They feel like shit. That relationship, maybe they want to go back to it and get comfortable again. Maybe they're lost. And this is what I wrote in my notes: getting over a breakup plus developing standards. And I've seen this multiple times in my life. As early as my freshman year in high school, my homie was with a girl for, I think, it was like 6 months. But he's a kid, so he probably felt it deeper. Was with that pause, no diddy on that. He probably felt it. That sounds crazy, but he felt that breakup much more on an emotional level, and he was like ready to go back to her constantly. Couldn't get away from her. She could do whatever she wanted to talk and go in and out of his life. She could disrespect him in any way and be right back in his life. She could do any wrong. I think this girl even got pregnant at one point, and he still was willing to be back with her, pregnant by another man, I should say, and put out there. This was years ago. Point being, I know what prevents that, I know what stops that, and I know what will save you. Let's talk about it. Now, for each individual, I don't want to be arrogant to say I know what will save you, as in a one-size-fits-all, or this shoe will fit you, and you. It's based on what you do. It's not about what happens. It's based on what you do with the information you're about to be given. What matters most? Okay, you've broken up with this girl. You need to get over her. That's not what you want to do. Your goal is not to get over, under, or none of that. You're trying to get through it. And now you're not trying. See, number one is time. You're not going to break a bond that was 3 years old in 3 days. It just doesn't work like that. So you literally need time to your body to feel through that. Wow, life is different now. You might have been with her 5 days a week, 7 days a week. Your attachment might have been different. So your physical body, the habits it's used to, the routine it got used to, the expectation that it has. Oh, I think she's about to text me good morning because this is when she usually does. Or good night. Maybe we used to fall asleep on the phone. Maybe we used to go out every Friday. Maybe this was our TV show we watched together. You have all these patterns and routine that you're used to, that your entire way of living has to now be stripped from. This is called chaos. Now, I'm going to keep emphasizing these concepts of chaos and order, the yin and yang of life. One is not more essential than the other. They make space for each other. If you know the yin and yang symbol, right? It's like a black and white. It's only two colors. And you only can see the black because of the white. And you only can see the white because of the black. The chaos and order, they go hand in hand in creating change. They go hand in hand in balance of life, right? There's the yin and yang symbol. The reason I say this is because now that you broke up with this woman, maybe you had order. You know what the crazy part is? Your order might have been built on literal chaos. Your order might have been stress. That creates a routine. You expected that y'all were going to argue all the time. You got used to that. A routine is a routine no matter what. Your routine could literally be crying every day after you and your girlfriend or your girl watching this, you and your boyfriend argued every day. So it's just the fact that your body and your way of living has gotten used to a way of living. So it doesn't matter if that routine was helpful and peaceful and they brought this to you. They could have literally put you through a roller coaster of emotions, broke your heart, and broke you down. And that's your routine. It doesn't matter what the routine is, just that your body can expect things. As humans, we like shit that's predictable because it creates a sense of security and safety. So because we like that sense of security and safety and things that create a pattern for us, we don't care where that pattern comes from. It could literally be getting stabbed in the arm. And it hurts so bad, but hey, it's predictable. It's manageable that way. Chaos drives us up the wall. So that's what I only explain all that to realize what you're dealing with and where you're coming from. Now, to go from that space of getting through a breakup, give yourself time. Realize what your body is experiencing, what your mind is experiencing is completely normal. It comes with the territory of getting out of that breakup. Give yourself space to feel those things. That doesn't mean you have to do anything. And you can remind yourself, do you want to recreate that pattern? Is that the best thing for you, honestly? Now you're going to have to move from a space to where that's what you were used to, and now you're moving to a space of creating what you want. You're changing. So you have to ask yourself tough questions. Tough questions such as, do you want to repeat that again? Do you want another year of your life to be the same as that? Are you willing to pay what it cost you to be in that relationship? If so, go back with them. Go back unhappy. Go back miserable. Go back to that pattern. For the other people that are ready to move forward and grow and ready to say change is better for me, no matter how scary it is, continue watching the video. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you. Next thing being, once you got to a space you're not in delusional land, because some people keep going back into feeling that pain because they need to constantly learn that lesson until they bump their head so hard it cracks their whole eggshell open. Sometimes you need to literally run into that brick wall and crash out. So, to those who are not ready or who are not done crashing out, good luck. Who are not done suffering, good luck. To those who are done suffering, they said enough is enough. Let's move forward. You have to literally get tired of your current experience to embrace space for a new one. You have to kill it, get rid of it, cut it off completely, and sever ties with it because you realize it's necessary. It no longer will sustain you, and it will not help you in the long run. That's something you have to personally realize. I cannot make you. Reflect, go in the mirror, talk about it, discuss it, write about it, and say, yeah, no, I'm ready to separate from my security. And I'm ready to separate from my past experience. I'm ready to separate. You have to tell yourself these things. You have to write these out. You have to know, literally, when I'm creating change, I get descriptive. I literally went back over my last 2-3 years, month by month, and said, how was each month? How did I live it through? I slowed it down. I literally created the hours of space in my night or day, whenever I had to do it. Wrote down how my last 2 years went and came up with 3 principles for myself personally, and I write about in my book, that I realized need to be implemented or else I'll have another year like my last year. And the reason I'm not having another year like my last year is because I created that change by recognizing the pattern. So that's what you must do. You must recognize what is actually holding you back. What beliefs are you holding on that hold you back? What is leeching your energy? What's bleeding your energy? What thoughts, what people, what places are literally bleeding in almost got a wound of your energy cut open and just letting it flow out like almost if a shark bit your side and you're just constantly bleeding. Realize these things. Pay attention. Write them down. Get descriptive. Put a name to a face so that they become obvious. Bring what's in the dark to the light. Ask these questions. Go through it. Give yourself space and time to genuinely answer and answer to the best answer you have at that time. Don't be afraid of what the answer is. It might literally be your mom, your dad, your cousin, your brother, your twin sister. I don't give a fuck who it is. You might literally say, like, this is what's holding me back. Here's the key. We are not supposed to blame these people. And why do I say supposed to? What we're supposed to do is take accountability for the part we play in our suffering. Then we now create a space where we can play a part in our peace. We can play a part in our elevation, play a part in our evolution, play a part in our joy. It's our part that we play that we have the only control over. Because what happens to us is going to happen. What happens around us is what is happening around us. What we do is always the place of power that a person who awakens and enlightens gets a hold of and never lets go. That's where your power is. They broke up with you. They cheated on you. They did this. That's what happened to you. Where's your place of power? What are you going to do about it? Never give them access to you again. Be around people that treat you properly. Go around spaces that enlighten you and help you grow. Go around and, open up the door for a new life and walk through that bitch. That's what you have to do. And whatever happens, happens. But you can continue to keep what you're doing consistent. And then this creates a consistent security net of, I'm standing on business. Now, that's through the breakup part. Let's talk about developing standards. This is how you draw the line between what was and what is. What's new, what you are accepting, what you are allowing in your life. There are your principles and there are your standards. Now, developing these standards it's kind of difficult because you don't know what makes you happy. You don't know what will bring you joy, and you don't know what will create a life that you will love to experience. So you literally have to discover these things. You have to try new things. You have to experiment. You have to listen to other people, how they think, how they experience life, and say, let me try that idea out. Let me try that thought out. Let me try that action out. Will going to the gym help me feel better? Let me try it out. You have to fuck around and find out. This is the period of discovery because you literally don't know. So there's an open canvas, a blank canvas, a blank page where you're writing things down. You're doodling. You're like when you're sketching before you draw a picture, you're sketching, you're doodling your life. So when I say develop standards, what the point of the standard is to create a way or a guide, a blueprint for your actions, a blueprint for your thoughts or your beliefs that sustain and maintain happiness. By doing what? By preventing the old patterns. So a standard may be, I don't deal with disrespectful women. Why? Because let's say your ex disrespected you, or they showed that pattern of behavior that created that past experience. And if you don't want that pattern to come back up, you have to cut it off early, prevent it from happening, to create space for more positive shit. So once your standards can literally be based off never again. That could be the tone of all your standards. Never again. Because I'll never let somebody play with me like that ever again, I won't. My standard number one, I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't tolerate being yelled at. Because that's all my parents used to do to me, my ex used to do to me, and my boss used to do to me. So your standards, look at your standards as a prevention, not the cure. Again, the cure is cutting off and replacing, right? That's not the cure. The cure, you literally have to cut the things off and replace them with new things, new situations, new people, new life. The prevention, so that you don't get sick again and need another cure, is the standards. I hope this is making sense. So, and I can't really give y'all standards because I don't know how you've experienced life in a way that you said enough is enough. I don't want to deal with that anymore. It depends what it is. You might have gotten into a car accident that makes you say, I'm never driving without a seatbelt again. I'm never driving under the influence again. But the thing is, if you don't hold that standard, if you don't connect and show how serious you are about that standard through your behavior, through your actions, and again, we talked about this in the last video, the non-physical to the physical. What is non-physical? Thoughts, ideas, emotions, feelings, beliefs. You can't hug these things and grab them unless you write them on a piece of paper, but you can't hug these things. You just feel them. You just know that they're almost like oxygen, right? So they're non-physical. Now, the physical I'm talking about is actions, behaviors, things that you literally can hold, like a phone. The physical world. The physical world is you punch somebody in the face, they feel that pain on their face. You know what I'm saying? That's physical. So all your actions have to connect the non-physical to the physical. What are your ideas and beliefs? My idea and belief is that if I go to the gym, my body will be better. Connect that to the physical world by going to the fucking gym. Always look for the physical way, always look for the physical opportunity to exercise your beliefs, to exercise your thoughts, because you're already doing that right now. What I'm telling you is play your part, take accountability, and change them. Again, people say it's not going to happen overnight. Well, it needs to start tonight. It needs to start today. You need to start. It's almost like you ever see somebody try to chop a tree and they have to keep pulling the saw back and forth, and then the tree eventually chops. Keep pulling that saw, because you're living in a forest full of life of your past experience. You got to chop that whole motherfucking forest down. Get out the forest. Get the chopping. Every action you make is a chop. Look at it as like a brick. You're building a new foundation. Every action you make, everything counts. I've seen a good ass video. Everything counts. Stop saying it doesn't count when you lay down, put your head down. Everything counts. Now, mind you, everything counts, but you can do things for different purposes. So right now, once I finish these 3 videos, do my Patreon DMs, or do whatever I have listed out in a day, and then I go play the game, even though I'm not playing it on stream and making money doing it, it counts because what am I telling myself I'm doing this for? And guess what? I don't just play. Guess what? I'm going to give you an example. I don't play the game endlessly no more. I set timers when I play the game now because I know I've wasted time playing the game before. So even when I'm playing the game, I'm saying, you know what? I'm giving myself a break. So now this counts as a break. This counts as something I'm rewarding myself with because of all the work I put in. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my reward. And instead of playing the game, I'll go to the gym. Or I'll go for a walk or sit on my back porch. You know, everything counts. Get to that space where you look at yourself and what you're doing at any given moment and say, this counts. Am I stacking my chips? Am I putting my bricks on this building the way I want it to be? Am I going brick, next brick on top of the next brick, and I'm stacking those bricks, and then I'm about to put a piece of hay in the middle of that, and then another brick on top of the hay? Everything counts. Everything counts. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Think about those standards. Think about the lessons your life has taught you. Matter of fact, I was going to end it, but I just got hit with something from the non-physical realm, and it told me to give it to y'all. One of the standards I had, or one of the experiences I had that taught me a lesson that changed my life, was you can't serve to both masters. You can't please both worlds. And this lesson came because during quarantine is when I bought my first streaming setup, right? And I was also still in school. I was still in college online for a time, taking some serious classes. I'd never failed a class before. Because of trying to stream and because of trying to do those full-time classes, I ended up getting like a D in chemistry or organic chemistry my first time taking it. And if you are pre-med, you know a D is unacceptable. You want the top grades to give yourself the highest performance to go to medical school. I had never gotten a grade this low. My GPA was like a 3.7, 3.6. That's like an A minus average. It maybe even higher than that. A B average is a 3.0. I was damn near a 4. This was a killer to my current goals and dreams at that time to try to be a doctor. But I knew I was still streaming. It was that same horrible grade, that failing of that class, that when the summertime came and I had a video that blew up in April, I finished the semester. The semester lasted until May. I finished it. An opportunity came. I had an internship to a medical school for Alzheimer's research. Alzheimer's is a brain disease. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. This is dealing in the brain. This would have been a perfect resume builder. Knowing me, I would have made relationships at that internship that would have 9 times out of 10 made it more likely for me to get accepted with scholarships. I know how influential I am with my relationships. I had it all mapped out. But streaming had just took off. That clip had just took off. Now, the internship was 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 3 if I remember. This was an Ivy League school, by the way. This was something that only 5 people got, and this was a blessing of a lifetime, bro. This was something that I could have said I worked my whole life to have, right? To change my life. It was paid for as well. Noted, it was paid for, and it paid more than content paid me at the time. It paid more than content paid me at the time. This was guaranteed money for a gamble, right? So in this position, right, I said, why not just do both? Go to that Monday through Friday, 8 to 3, come home get home 4:30, and then stream after that and do what you can. When I did it during quarantine, the lesson I learned, do not serve both masters. Go all in or nothing. I dropped that internship. I went from what I had was like 7,000 subscribers in May to 70,000 by the end of August. That lesson changed my life. And when I've tried to balance school and go back and do both, and my business has suffered, I can't be mad at nobody but myself because I play a part in creating my reality. And there's no need to be mad. It's to see the joy. I'm at peace with realizing I am in control of my decisions and I suffer or succeed based on those decisions. I love that power because if I made the problem, I can change the problem and I can change my reality. I feel that peace. I have joy from that. I don't just stay stuck in, again, those low vibrations, guilt, shame, apathy, grief. It's like a constant loop somebody go through when they're stuck. Man, why did I do this? Man, I could have did this. Man, if I could go back, I should have did that. You can't. It's gone. It's gone. It's done. Now what? Make your next move your best move. Love life. Love yourself. Take what you learned and show that you learned it through your physical interactions with the world. I love y'all. Dojo to the moon to Saturn. We leaving the solar system. Limits don't even know we exist. Yeah, D.